Good morning or afternoon, wherever you may be. I want to welcome you to today's IUG webcast, Avaya Calling for Microsoft Teams Integration, presented by Gunjan, presented from Avaya. Thank you for participating in today's webcast and for your continued support in this IUG program. Before we begin, I have 3 quick housekeeping items to go over. First, today's webcast will be recorded and available for on-demand viewing. Second, a Q&A session will follow today's presentation. All questions will need to be entered into the question window at the bottom of your GoToWebinar screen. Third, there will be a short evaluation that will pop up as you are exiting. Please make sure to take a minute and let us know what you thought of today's session and what you may like to see going forward. All right, let's get started. Gunjan, I would now like to turn things over to you.
Thank you so much, Paige. Welcome, everybody. I'm so happy to have you join today. At Avaya, we've been busy creating an integration available with Microsoft Teams. What I am about to show you today is the client-based integration that we have available with Microsoft Teams. We did GA the solution as of March 23rd, so it is available for customers. I will go over which customers and how they can have the solution as well. To start with, the solution that has been GA'd as of March 23rd, it's for only Aura customers. The solution that we have made available is an Avaya Call App, which is made available in Microsoft Teams. The user experience of this Avaya Call App is very much like Teams, so users don't have a learning curve when it comes to understanding how to use the app. When they want to make any outgoing Avaya audio or video call, they're able to see their contacts from their Avaya directory or Office 365, and they're able to click to call. If any of your customers already have extensions or DIDs set up, they're able to use the same extensions and DIDs and have a dial pad within Microsoft Teams to place calls using them. As usual, any contacts that have been marked favorite, they will be able to see them as well and have that available for a quick call. The solution that we've made available does work on Windows, Mac, iOS, and Android. What I'm going to do right now is go to a live demo of what the solution actually looks like. In your Microsoft Teams, you can install the Avaya Call app, and you will find it on the left corner. I personally suggest for any customer that you do get this set up for, ask them to pin. By right-clicking the app, you can pin that application, and that way it'll be available for a quick call for any of your customers. Once they have connected Avaya or a direct AADS to the solution, they're able to see their Avaya contacts over here, and it's a simple solution. If it sees a phone number, you will see a Avaya audio button and a Avaya video button. If they want to place any emails over here, they can click on email and it will open their Outlook and they can send an email using it as well. If a different email solution, it will look at that and place emails over there. When it comes to chatting, it takes the user back into Microsoft Teams and it places them there for any chatting purposes. Now that we're on this chat place over here, when a customer has E3 license, G3 license, or A3 license and above, they will see the video button and the audio button present over here. This audio and video button is Microsoft Teams calling based on internet. Very much like the experience someone would have on Spaces, they will have the same calling available to them. If they have E1 or A1 or G1 level of licensing, they will not see this. Any of your customers are able to use this calling in conjunction with the Avaya call. Any customer that requires a setup for emergency call numbers, so for example, in North America, it's 911. Yes, users can dial 911 from here, but they will require a solution like Sentry to be able to have emergency services be able to see their location. When it comes to placing a call, let me actually go ahead and place a call over here. And I'm just going to put in a random 10-digit number to actually place the call. As soon as I place the call over here, it looks for my workspace client and places a call using it. And soon I shall have perfect. Let me mute myself here as well. As soon as I have the call placed in the workplace client, and yes, the workplace client for the very first time is 100% important for this integration to work. I can escalate this into a video call from here. If this was an IVR system that I had to navigate, I have the dial pad available. If I wanted to put the call on hold, I could do so from here, as well as if I wanted to transfer the call or add someone to the call. So these are all solutions that a customer can have. Certain customers of ours, even though they've moved from offices to work from home style, they still would want a situation where they can receive any incoming calls on their work phone. So that is very much possible in the same manner that workplace clients provide us today. So if you change from place and receive calls using from this computer to my desk phone, any incoming call would be placed on your desk phone. In a situation like mine where it is on computer, it doesn't matter what I am doing, my incoming call notifications will just appear in my right bottom corner, just the way it does today for our workplace desktop client as well. Let me bring back my presentation. When it comes to the cost benefits of the solution, there are quite a few that we are providing our customers. To start with, it works with all levels of licensing with Microsoft. Whether your customers have E1, G1, A3, E5, doesn't matter. They could be on any level of licensing. They could decide from going from E5 level of licensing to E3 to save money from Microsoft's side, and this integration will still work. They do not need to purchase anything from Microsoft for this solution to work. They don't need to have an SPC from Microsoft. They don't need to be on a particular level of license. They don't need to buy a dial plan, nothing. When it comes to customers that have Avaya solutions, anybody who has Aura 8 core or power license with us is able to get this integration at no extra cost at all. If they have any existing SIP devices with us, they're able to use the same SIP devices in conjunction to this integration as well. If you have customers that are using SPCs for remote worker setup and secure communication, we will leverage the same Avaya secure network for this integration as well. Having mentioned Avaya SPC over here, the Avaya SPC is not a requirement for this integration to work. Even if a customer does not have an Avaya SPC, this integration will still work as long as they have Aura 8 Core Power license and two other in your Aura 8, there are two main factors that are important, and I will go through in my next slide for that. Coming to the roadmap, in our phase 1, which we delivered in March 2021, there are two main requirements a customer needs to have before actually having the solution set up. Number one is they do need an AADS version 8.0.1 at the minimum, and a workplace desktop client version 3.13 at a minimum. Once a customer has these two solutions in place, we're able to give them the integration as well. In our phase 2 solution, we are looking to go away from having a desktop-based solution to a solution that integrates with our WebRTC solution. Similar to our workplace web solution, we are coming out with Spaces calling extension, which they can use in conjunction to the integration that we are coming out with. Going through a little bit about the architecture. As I said, there are two main requirements that a customer needs. That is AADS over here, and then a workplace client 3.13 at the minimum. And that's why we have System Manager, SM, CM, and all the entire lot over here. The SPC is important only for communication and remote worker setup. Even if the customer did not have that, they would still be able to use the solution. A customer that is premise-based, private hosted, or public hosted can still use the solution as well. After the basic Aura setup, once a customer has the basic Aura setup, the second thing they require is a free account on accounts.avayacloud.com. This free account is required for only one reason, for the Avaya Call apps to know the location of AADS. This cloud account does not look at any data, does not look at any information other than the fact providing the Avaya Call app a banner to see where the AADS is located so that we can show contacts within the Avaya Call app. We do support SAML over here so that they can easily, so that users of any of your customers can log in using their workplace solution for login. So very much like for me as well, when I have to log into Microsoft Teams, it goes to my Avaya login page and I log in through that. And that is it for the presentation itself. What I'm going to do right now is go to the questions and see if I have any over there. Let me bring them over here. Let's bring my questions here. Wait. Okay. Okay. Let's make this a little bigger. Is this integration available for today, OneCloud or OneCloud Secure customer? If not, it's on the roadmap. Yes, it is available, whether the customer be premise-based, private hosted, or public hosted. It is available for all of them. So to be clear, this is a plugin for Teams. Yes, this is very much an app in Microsoft Teams. So let me bring back my Microsoft Teams over here. As of today, if a customer does want it, in PLDS, we have made the install file for the app available. The moment a customer has the minimum 2 requirements of AADS and Workplace Desktop Client, you will see them appear. You will see this license appear in their PLDS. Just click on Upload a Custom App, and you will automatically see the calling app zip file. Just click on the zip file and click Open, and it will make you follow the steps for adding any app in Microsoft Teams. Next question. Where is the Avaya Call app available and who developed it? The Avaya Call app is available today in PLDS. So if you have any customers who have the criteria we require, you can go and do it. And who developed it? It's very much internal in Avaya. My team and my development team and I, we've been working on this. The MS Teams download from Avaya is a zip file containing JSON files. How is this installed in Windows Teams client? I couldn't find instructions on the support site. Support.avaya.com should have this. If you don't find it, you can always email me as well, and I can provide it to you. But we do have it on our support site available right now. When it comes to the zip file, don't open the zip file when you're trying to install it. As I said, let me bring this back. When you go into the App Store, click on Upload a Custom App. Take your zip file. Do not open any of the JSON file. Don't open the zip file. Just click on Open, and it will automatically add. It'll show you the steps in Microsoft Teams to actually add the app, and it's straightforward from there. So just the way I have over here, it would show you the same way. After you clicked Open, you just click on Add and you follow the steps. Next question. Is there a separate app from Avaya Assistant? Yes. So the Avaya Assistant is still a very existing application and users can use it. The Avaya Assistant is only available in chats and Teams. So if you had a contact within Microsoft Teams and you want to call them, yes, you will still have this available. And yes, both the applications work together. Is it possible to conference MS Teams and Aura-based participants? If I understand your question correctly, if you're asking me if I call, say, Paul from Microsoft, from an Avaya Calling over here, and I wanted to join somebody who is non-Avaya and is only Microsoft Teams, then no. Microsoft Teams does not allow us to do a federation between the two solutions as of today. That is why we've come out with a client-based integration, which would cost our customers nothing to be able to do this as well. When will be GA in the new Avaya Calling app? The solution's already GA as of March 23rd. Is the Avaya Call for Microsoft Teams compatible with IP Office? As of today, no, but this is very much what we are working on with our solutions right now. So To give you a little bit of sneak peek, let me go into my apps. We are developing the version 1.1 for this Avaya Call app, and this version right now is still in alpha mode. Me being the product manager, I am testing it right now. But this version, when we do come out with, will start supporting IP Office customers only for Office 365 contacts. Next question. What availability costs are applicable for Aura 7? No, it's not about availability or cost. This solution is not available for Aura 7 customers, only customers Aura 8 and above. And you need to have the minimum version of the two solutions of AADS and Workplace Desktop Client. Can you record calls with this solution? When it comes to recording calls with this solution, it is the same manner you would follow recording calls with the Workplace Desktop Client. So whatever solution your customer has with recording calls using the Workplace client, they can reuse that solution here as well. Wow, thank you. I really appreciate the questions. This is great. I love this. It's very interactive. Does it work with agent IDs and call queues? I think this is a CC question you're asking me at this point, or like workplace attendant. The solution is very simple as of today, right? Like, it's, do you want to make a call to you having a contact, or do you want to dial Pizza Hut? Yes, you can do both of them. You want to dial an extension? Yes, you can do that. But nothing about agent like, if you had your agent IDs present here and you had extension numbers of your agent IDs, yes, you can click call over here. But if you are saying, I'm a contact center agent and I want to see what are the calls in queue, no, not as of yet. I'm not sure what the CC team is working on as of yet, so I can't answer for them. When will Avaya Call work with IP Office? I answered that one. Is there a roadmap for ACO integration into Teams? No. If you can, please ask the product manager of ACO to get in touch with me, and I would definitely love to work on how we can have ACO and Teams kind of work together. Is the solution available for all theater? Yes, it's available worldwide. So would an inbound call to Avaya deliver within Microsoft Teams? This is a very good question, and I want to answer this. When a customer of ours is using any of our solution at this point, they not necessarily are using Microsoft Teams all the time. You're not going to be on your Teams all the time. You could be doing a presentation, and you still want to receive your incoming calls. That's why any of the incoming call notifications is independent of what the user is doing. So for example, if they've selected a computer mode, it would just appear on the right bottom corner over here as an incoming call notification. If they have chosen that they have the calls incoming on their desk phone, then their desk phone would ring. So it is independent of whether you're using a Teams client or whether you're on Workplace Desktop Client or you're just staring at your computer. You should still receive incoming calls. Is it supported with Aura 7? No. Are you planning to send the presentation to everyone? The presentation is available on sales.avaya.com. I suggest you to please go there and you would be able to find them. Is there an ETA for phase 2 or phase 3? When it comes to our integration with our WebRTC solution, we're looking at the end of the year. When it comes to providing some solutions for our IP Office customers, we're looking it to be by mid of this year, or maybe earlier. Is this a cloud-based only solution? No, as I said, we support premise-based, private hosted, or publicly hosted. All three of them is a yes. Is there a cost to obtain the Avaya Call app? No, any customer of ours that is on Aura 8 core or power license, having the two minimum requirements of AADS and Workplace Desktop Client, can have the solution at zero cost. How can this be piloted in a customer's on-premise environment? Just the manner that I showed you, either you will have to do a POC and you can get the install file and install it into your customer's environment and they can test it, but they can't test it until and unless they have the basic requirements as I've been mentioning for the architecture. I cannot seem to find the Avaya Call app on the Teams App Store. Where can I find it? It is only available on PLDS for now, and the main reason for this is we want only customers that are using Aura 8 Cora Power license and have the minimum requirements to be able to have this application for now. Does it work with 1x Communicator and Avaya 1x? 1x Communicator is a no, because that is pre-Aura 8. If you mean Avaya IX, I'm not exactly sure what you mean by Avaya IX, but if you mean the workplace desktop client, then yes, version 3.13 onwards. Is Avaya Call Assistant being deprecated? Not until we have parity between the two functionalities. Does it work on RS7? No. Does Team app recognize when a user on the phone? Will the Teams presence? So, great question. Microsoft Teams does not allow anybody in the market to take presence from Microsoft Teams or give them the presence of any other application to Microsoft Teams. So no, you're not able to recognize. So what do I mean by that? On our roadmap, one of the things that we do, let me move this over here so I can answer this question in a better manner. So one of the things that we do want to provide to our users in the coming roadmap is Aura presence over here. So if one of the user is on a call or is available, you're able to see that. But we are not able to give this same presence of Aura in Microsoft Teams. So if I was on a call with Paul using my Avaya, anybody who wanted to call Paul in their Avaya Call app can see Paul's on a call. But if I go to chat over here and I was speaking to Paul using the Microsoft Teams calling solution that's over the internet, then I cannot see it in my Aura presence. I can only see I can see Microsoft Teams presence for Paul over here if I do have that solution from Microsoft Teams. Going back to questions. How does Office 365 contact become an Avaya contact? They're not, if you're asking me if we can merge these two, we are working on it. But Office 365, again, Microsoft, it's not the easiest to actually have it merge with a Avaya solution as of yet. We are trying. We haven't found a solution that is Microsoft friendly as of yet. Can you distribute the slide deck to us? Yes, as I said, it's available on sales.avaya.com. Please go ahead and take it from there. Why does it require AADS? The previous team integration app didn't. So the previous team integration app required Active Directory, the AD solution, and most of our customers with Aura 8, we are making them have AADS to make configuring them and having their contacts make it simple. So that is why AADS is important. Any contacts that you're seeing from me over here are coming from my Alpha AADS. Is it accurate to say that phase 2 is in a sense clientless from a workplace software deployment perspective, and or for the WebRTC component phase 2, how will the authentication be handled? So when we say clientless, let me bring my Google Chrome to show you what I mean. It is an extension in any Chromium browser, whether they use Chrome or Edge, and they will be having it as an extension. And it's a simple dialing solution. And we are looking to work this calling solution with Microsoft Teams. So in essentiality, if someone was to click on any of these two buttons, they would place a call using the Spaces extension over here. It would not need the Workplace Desktop client to be installed for any user. I'm going to drink a little bit of water. This has been good. No, there are no other options other than Aura 8. Do each user needs an account, or is one account? It's one account per company. Is there any plan of supporting IP Office environment or have it been lead up? I already answered this. Yes, we are working on it with a version 1.1. We will be supporting Office 365 contacts for IP Office customers. Is this different than Avaya Assistant app? Yes, very, very, very much. You can always have a look at the presentation for Avaya Assistant app that's on sales@avaya.com, and I just went through our integration of Avaya Call app. The Avaya Call app by leaps and bounds is much better than what we had for Avaya Assistant, and we are the only one in the market that has a solution like this and are giving it to our customers at zero cost. This is an over 500K savings that we're giving to our customers. So in no ways is this any less of a solution than anybody in the market. We are above and beyond any solution in the market at this point. No, I've answered that. So when you are in Avaya Call app, you're essentially making an Aura call. And when you're making an Aura call, no, you can't do Teams client and all of that because Microsoft Teams does not allow federation. So anytime you're looking for Avaya to be able to provide calls to Microsoft Teams or have Teams users join an Avaya call, Teams does not allow any of that as of yet. They are very restrictive on the kind of integrations they allow as of today. Is the Avaya Calling app running in the background? So if a user logs out of their Microsoft Teams, they are logging off of Avaya Call app as well. If they are logged into their Microsoft Teams, they're automatically logged into their Avaya Call app as well. What is the PLDS number? Sorry, I don't have it on the top of my mind, but if you check for Avaya Calling for Microsoft Teams, this should be under Workplace Desktop Client. Is it possible to answer incoming call in Teams? Also, again, I've answered this one as well. Where can I get a zip installation file, PLDS? Will the presentation be available after the webinar? Yes. Paige also informed you about that. Was the download ID? I'm not sure, but as I said, you should be able to search it using the name. It should be a download file under Workplace Desktop Client. It's available on the support site as well. Can you enable, disable, send all, and EC500? That is very much a functionality a user can do using the Workplace client. And if they make that available over here, then yes, that's the experience they will be having. It's very much dependent on the Workplace client as of today. Does phone presence update Teams presence? Nope. If we are running an RA, do we need to purchase AADS and Workplace, or are those a part of? This is something you would have to ask an SE. I know Workplace is a part of entitlement when it comes to core and power licensing. I am not sure about AADS. Is there a way to sync your Microsoft 365 with your? Nope, Microsoft doesn't allow it as of yet. Is the Avaya Call status update? Nope. Okay. Oh, is this the PLDS one? Okay, perfect. So I'm actually going to put that in the other answers as well. Give me a second. Thank you. Thank you for who. Let me say, Sam, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Let me find the question again. Where is the question? Ah, there. So I'm going to pause this for a little while so everybody can note down the PLDS file number before going forward with the questions. Okay. What if we need other requirements but still running? Nope. RS7 is a no. When using an Avaya Call app, can the user still MS? Yes, they can. What is the, okay, we've answered that. I put an application calling from Microsoft and got no matches. John, I would say PLDS, here you go. Do Avaya contacts, where are they coming from? Also, can these be local contacts? Yes, they can be local contacts, but you need AADS for getting any contacts from Avaya. Since it's a client-side integration, does every user have to install Avaya Call App individually? Or okay, so a Teams admin functionality that exists is the Teams admin can push this app to all their users. So that's a very much Teams solution. Anybody who's a Teams admin on your customer side should be able to push the solution to all their users. Also, at the same time, they can push the Workplace Desktop clients to all the users. And that's something that we make available to administrators of whoever's the admin side for the Avaya solution as well. How do I get an account in Avaya Cloud? We have steps for this on on the support document as well, and you can do that. And it's a free account. You don't have to pay anything for it. If you only plan on using basic features, voicemail, would this integration with Teams negate the need to deploy Workplace? No. It still needs the Workplace software client, and the reason is because any of your call handling or anything like that needs to go to a solution which can handle that. So very much like emails, when it comes to me wanting to email somebody from within Avaya Call App, it does go to Outlook. The same thing when it comes to call handling, it does go out to a solution, whether that be our Workplace client or whether that be the extension we are working so that it's a WebRTC based solution as well. When it comes to it being a WebRTC solution, the customer will require a web gateway, and that's important. I've answered that. I've answered that. I've answered that. Yes, all the time. Company account. Yes, we are working on that. That would be the ideal state where we do not require a second client at all. We just require them to have the Avaya Call app and everything happens within Microsoft Teams. That would be our ideal place to be at, yes. If an SBC is not required, what functionality is lost without it? Every functionality as to why somebody would want to buy an SBC. When button class, will it ring to Teams? I've answered that. Demo the call out process from Teams one more time. Can Teams users call out via PSTN? Yes. Do Workplace client needs to be running? Yes. 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 No, not as of today, not as much as my knowledge goes. Yes, it supports Android and iOS. If you have a pub ID, we just shared it a little while back, but I will put it over here for you again. This is not clear. We are on Avaya Cloud Office powered by Ring Central. Does this apply to it? B, how do we find it? As I said, I'm not sure about Avaya Cloud Office and if it's available over there. That is something that I have to check. How do we find the Avaya Call App for Teams? I've searched on ACO support site and it doesn't show. As I said, I don't think we have it on ACO, and hence I don't know it, and that's probably why you're not finding it over there as well. Can our audio of inbound club through Teams? No. Anything that you want us to go through Teams, the issue with that is Teams does not allow a federation, and hence we can't do it. Whether it be for presence, whether it be for call handling or anything like that, right? Like Teams is complete shutdown, and it's not that Avaya can't do it. We would love to do it. We have the APIs for it available, and I can easily do that, but Teams needs to allow us for that. Where can we find changes required to set up this on Zang? It's on support.avaya.com. Is there any restriction on audio to work inside VDI? No, there's no restriction at all. If a customer has a VDI setup, they can use the same solution in there as well. We will be moving to Aura this year. Is there any other way to access this information? After this webinar, we will be sending out the presentation, and hence you can see that from there as well. I will definitely. Thank you, John. So why is AvayaCloud.com needed? That is because when it comes to a solution with Microsoft Teams, we're very limited in the solutions we can give. And the way we have solved for having Avaya contacts being available within Microsoft Teams is through accounts.avayacloud.com. This Avaya Call app is very much this app is looking for information from where to get their information, whether it be for Office 365 contacts or whether it be for Avaya contacts, and that is why we need the Avaya Cloud. And the Avaya Cloud account is not just used for Spaces. It's used for multiple different solutions that we already have existing. Anything that is web-based solution, we do require accounts out of Avaya Cloud solution over there. So if you're using Workplace for Web, you're using Spaces calling extension, whether you're using the Workplace desktop client in certain conditions, you will require this account. A lot of the times it just happens in the background and we don't know about it. Bringing it back. What is the main advantage to using the dial pad from Avaya Call Apps instead of using another soft phone? I don't know where you're getting another soft phone is my first question. Until and unless your customer has bought E5 license and a dialing plan from Microsoft Teams, they have no other soft phone. So going back into my Microsoft Teams quickly to show you what I mean. If I am in calls here, this is my Microsoft Teams solution and I have an E3 level license. I don't have a dialing plan with Microsoft Teams. When I click on make a call, I don't get a dial pad. I just get all of these people I can call over the internet. No PSTNs, no 10-digit dialing numbers, no extensions, nothing like that. Let's go back to my questions. I can access via SSL via. Thanks, Charles. One account for the whole organization, yes. This is my power license. So we have 3 levels of licensing for subscription within Avaya: basic, core, and power licensing. And power is our highest level of licensing. So if someone has that level of licensing, they have the workplace client and the integration available at no cost in that level of licensing with us. Thank you, Paul. Will this work with Avaya notification solution to alert users? This is the first time I'm hearing of this, Brian. If you don't mind, could you get in touch with me personally and tell me a little bit more about this? I don't have knowledge on this. Yes, here you go. I don't see you answer with the PL. Okay. I'll have to check again as to what's going on. Could you elaborate on Avaya Cloud Spaces account requirement? It is just to point out from company.com ADS. Sure, give me a second and let me do that. So once you have created an account for your customer, they will have a very similar kind of a look and feel to it. When you go into apps over here, that's when you would have to create the Equinox Cloud client for them. And then we have steps to actually follow and to create the Equinox Cloud client. So this is what I'm talking about. For when it comes to managed companies, they just need to be adding their own company, but they need to go through the steps of verifying it. So this is what I mean as to what needs to be done. Let me bring back the questions. Does this replace? Nope. As I said, not yet until unless we have parity. Will the Q&A be able? I cannot see questions that are being asked by all. I'm not sure about that. That's a page question. How do I see questions being asked? Why we do not see questions you answer? Yes or no? Can you still make native MS Teams call when the Avaya Calling app is involved? Yes. No, it does not replace the native calling app of Microsoft Teams. They can still use their voice over internet solution with Microsoft Teams. Paige, are you still there? I can ask Paige, and she can always do that. Can Gunjan read the questions first? I have no idea what she's answering. Sure. I'm sorry, Mark. Is there a Avaya calling history in Microsoft Teams? Not as of yet, but yes, we are working on it, and it's in our roadmap. This just supports outbound call. In testing, my inbound call popped in my workplace client, but not in Teams. So your inbound call will just appear in your right bottom corner. And once you pick up the call, that's when it's being handled in your workplace client. And the same thing for outbound calls. When you place an outbound call, it looks for your workplace client and your call handling is done in your workplace client. Thank you. Can you post PLDS number here? Yes, I can. Is the Avaya Cloud located in Europe or US? It's located in multiple different countries. That is a question you will have to ask the cloud team, and I don't have knowledge of all of the ones that are there. Core license will work with the solution. Yes, core license will work with the solution. Yes, I can. Give me a second. Okay, let's go there. Let's go to Microsoft Teams. So as I said, Workplace Client is definitely necessary for the solution to work today. I'm going to go ahead and place a call. So as soon as it places a call, it's going to be looking for placing a call with my account. I'm going to put myself on mute. There. So now my call handling is happening on my Workplace client. So whether I want to put the call on hold, whether I want to add someone to a call or transfer a call. And in my inbound call, when I get an inbound call, the same experience is going to happen. So I'm not in my Microsoft Teams, I'm not in my Workplace client. As soon as I have an incoming call notification and I click on answer, it will bring up my Workplace client, and this is the exact experience I'm going to be having. Okay, let me bring back the questions. To confirm, there is no call center support at this time. I do not know the call center support we have. This is something we will have to ask the CC team. Not seeing the questions you're reading from. Sorry about that. JSON for Avaya Assistant in Avaya Cloud is the same as Avaya Calling. You'll have to look at the file that's in the configuration file, but I can definitely answer that later on today. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm not sure how to fix that. Okay, sharing. Okay, I hope you can see the questions now. Back over to the inbound. Oh, sure. When it comes to the inbound call, it's very simple and straightforward. I have a phone number that I can put in here, or whether I click this, I just don't want to call any of these guys right now, but if I can either click on call over here or dial a number over here. It looks from my Workplace desktop client and will place a call using it. And that's it. That's what they put myself on mute over here again. If you're trying to take a picture of this, it's very simple. Let me know. I can always, I'm recording a demo of this entire solution, and you can use that demo instead of like trying to take screenshots of what I'm doing. Yes, I can. There you go. Go to products and screen sharing, do not display the other client. Okay, done. Okay, so those looks to be the questions. Yes, I will. I am going to be recording a demo of this and putting it on sales.avaya.com, and hence you can access it from there. Okay. So we're almost at the bottom of the hour. I'm going to wait if there are any more questions. Really? Why? Is it down? I don't know. .com. So H323 support, Microsoft Teams has, I can log in, but maybe because I'm a buyer, right? Like, I don't want to say no to what you're showing me, but definitely go ahead and try. You should be able to see it. H323 support, Microsoft Teams is a pure SIP solution. Aura 8 is a pure SIP solution. And that's what I'm going to answer for that question, Ryan. Thank you so much, Damon. Sorry. Okay. I can always put this link for you over here, and we very much have it on the documentation as well. So if you go to documentation.avaya.com, the entire information on how to configure it is over here as well. You have certificate requirements, configuration, the entire 9 yards. Yes, dual registration can work. So I had one question where they said whether they can use HT23 and the dual registration. Yes, that is when you're thinking about how to set up certain phones with this solution, think of whether or not it would work with Workplace Desktop Client, and the answer would be based on that. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today. I will be available for any questions that you have. Please keep sending your questions, and as Paige receives them, she can send them to me, so on and so forth. If you have customer feedback that you're getting from customers, please do let me know, and we can go from there. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Gunjan, for taking the time to speak to us today. As a reminder, the session was recorded and it will be available for on-demand viewing by the end of the day. And I will go ahead and send her over the Q&A for her to fill out, and then we will include that as well in a follow-up email. To find out more about the IUG webcast program and what other webinars we might have coming up, visit iug.org/eventseducation/webcast. Please make sure to complete that short evaluation that will pop up as you are exiting and let us know how today's session went. From all of us at IUG, thank you and have a great rest of your day.